Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with another layout using the July kit. This is the 10th layout using this kit. It took me an hour and 27 minutes to complete. I'm showing you some of the die cuts I'm going to be using, some of the stickers, some of the pattern papers from my mind's eye and fancy pants. And when I first took it out, I was thinking of using the blue side. And then I guess it just depends on how you're feeling that day. I just decide to go ahead and use the burlap side. And I think where I turned on the light to my cutter, I think it changed the lighting a little bit. And I just started using my iPhone 5 to do my videos because the poor video camera that I've had for years, even before I started doing YouTube. I think I had it 5 years before, and I did, pretty much 300 videos with that camera. It's just tired. It's not taping very long anymore, and I bought another video camera online, and it doesn't have the ability to zoom. So it's zoomed right in, so I can't even show like the whole 12 by 12. And I mean, I read the reviews on that thing and nowhere did it mention that it was zoomed in and not a wide angle. But anyway, I guess my son's going to have a little video camera to play with. So instead of, going out and buying another one, I just thought I would try to, maybe try to use what I have here, which I have an iPad, I have a BlackBerry tablet, which I tried filming with those, but they're too bulky and, it's too hard to put them on the tripod. If I had to, I guess I could find a way, but my iPhone 5 seems to work. Now this video here, again, I'm at the very start of using it, so I'm learning little tips and techniques with it. And once I was done taping with it, it was a portrait and not landscape. And then, you have to convert it and push, make it to go the other way. So I think I lost some clarity with doing that. And so now I've since figured out how to make it so that it's facing the right way right away. So I don't have to flip it. And another thing is I forgot to get it to tap on it once so that it focuses. And right now it's small, so I have a hard time saying whether it's focused or not. But I think it's still better than my Hitachi camcorder because that thing was so yellow. It was, you couldn't really see anything. Plus it was really grainy because it was a little old. But anyway, back to the layout. I just want to let you know why it's going back and forth quite a bit is because I'm experimenting with camcorders, so you might see different video recordings, and on my YouTube you'll probably only see this in September, but on my YouTube channel I'm doing all kinds of little videos so that I can kind of test it out. And the picture here, it's using my new Canon selfie, and I absolutely love it. And I think I put 6 pictures on that, and it's all of my daughter's competition, and I love that I'm able to do that. And yes, it does leave a white border because of the size, because it's a shuffle. It has to condense it and fit it in there, but yes, you can print a 4x6. It's only because I'm using the shuffle function on the selfie that it's doing this. And I didn't mount the photo on anything because it did have a white border, and I could have cut it off, but I decided that I was going to use it as part of my layout, and I'm going to end up stamping on it. And then I took that My Mind's Eye burlap and bouquet pattern paper with all the big flowers, and I end up cutting flowers out of it. And the last kit that I used, the May one, there was a flower pattern paper that I ended up cutting everything out of it, and I absolutely love that. So as soon as I saw this pattern paper, I was like, I'm going to be cutting out these flowers. And these ones have leaves on it and stuff, so it is a little different, but it still works. Now, when I just took out that stamp set, it's broken. Like the one that's a tab or a flag, it's cut right in half. Like I won't be able to use it. So I think I might email Scraptastic and just see if they'll replace it, because even if she just sends me that one stamp set, like everything else is okay. It's just that one, when I pulled it off the sheet, half of it or a quarter of it stayed on the backing and the rest came up. So I took out my StazOn ink because I am going to be stamping on the photo. And some of the sayings in this stamp set was, don't ever forget, in lovely moments. So I'm going to stamp one saying at the top of the layout and the other one to the bottom. I had mounted the photo on that pattern paper that has the gold foil in it, and then all the different colors, and also onto one of those cards that had, it was a 4x6 card, and it's full of little holes, and I mounted it on that. And then now I'm just inking the edges of all the embellishments with one of the Prima inks that came in one of the kits. I'm not really sure. Every time we get Prima inks, I just kind of put it on a little shelf that's right above my scrap area. And then they're there for me to use to do some inking. And that's going to take me a few minutes to do. So this layout, like I said, I put 6 photos of it, and I did 3 photos that are of them, you know, at the cheer competition doing their performance, and then a picture of them at the end. I took a picture of them in front of the Cheer Evolution banner, and then they had Cheer Evolution right on the floor, and I just thought that was so cute. So I took a picture of that, and then a picture of my daughter. And it's the same picture of the layout that said, don't give me toot. And I just put that picture there. And I just love that. And my husband was like, when I showed him the pictures, and he's like, well, that's cute, but you know, some of those pictures are small. And I said, yeah. And I'm not saying that I'm going to do all my layouts like this, but it's awesome to have that option, that if you want to summarize something, that you want to, you know, summarize a day, and it doesn't mean that's the only layout that you're going to do with, you know, these pictures, but it's a nice way to summarize things. And this one here, I just want to talk about how they have lots of heart. Those kids, I mean, it takes a lot of dedication to be on one of these international teams. They practice a lot, long hours, and they are hard on them, and they ache everywhere. And, you know, they practice with, you know, hurt parts of their body. And there was even, not this competition, but the year before, a girl broke her wrist during the performance, and it wasn't at the end, it was towards the beginning, and she finished the performance, and then you should have seen her wrist. It just puffed right out, and you know, didn't stop, kept going, just lots of heart. You know, they just want to keep going. And just a few seconds ago, I showed you, because I have one of those foam tapes from 3M, and I showed you the difference between a new, because I had bought 2 rolls at once, and what is left on my 3M tape. I've had mine, I bought it last March of 2013, so April, May, June, July, August, so almost a year and a half, and I still have quite a bit, you know, like it probably now it's going to go quite fast, because the circle is much smaller than when it's huge, you know, like to get around the circle, it's going to be quite a bit faster. But I got so much use for that. And those little rolls at $6 a rolls, I probably would have gone through, you know, 10 of them, if not more, to for the amount of time that I've had this roll. So totally worth the money. It's a big investment when you first buy it, but so worth it. So this is where I decide to put, to use that globe also. And I use the packaging because I'm going to use the bow, the big bow that we got in the kit. And as soon as I saw that bow, I was like cheerleading, you know, because they have those big bows on top of their heads. And so I used the packaging from that because it was a nice creamy color, and it would just coordinate it with the layout quite well. And I was looking for my StazOn cleaner. I couldn't find it. So I just ended up taking a wipe, and I managed to take it all off because I did it right away. And so now I'm going to stamp one of sort of the globe. And I just used my Prima ink for that, and I just did it on vanilla cardstock just so that it kind of coordinated. And then I'm going to punch it out with a 1-inch punch. And then I'm just letting that globe kind of dry because I had to put quite a bit of StazOn on that stamp to get it to stamp really, because it's a full stamp. Like it's not like an outline, it's a full one. So it does take a little longer to dry. So I'm going to take out my heat gun and help it along. And then I'm going to take some scissors and cut around it. And what I do is, because I mean, it wasn't a big piece of paper, but it is kind of cumbersome. So what I did is I cut it down to a more comfortable size for my hand. And then instead of cutting all the way in, I need something for that globe to grab on, like to stick on. So I'm just cutting around and leaving enough so that I can glue that circle down. And then instead of moving my scissors, I move the object, and it makes it, you know, easier to cut. And just make sure that you have scissors that you're comfortable using. And most of the time I'll use my, you know, my precision tip scissors to do that. Sometimes I just end up using my bigger scissors. It just depends. This was a thicker paper because it was the backing, like it was a packaging that I stamped on. So I decided to use my precision scissors so that I would have a little bit more control. And now I'm cutting a little flower, a little blue flower, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, where am I going to put that globe? And the stamp, the round stamp, just says Dream Big. And I debated whether I was going to put the globe or the words Dream Big, because they are an international team. So they can, you know, depending on how well they do it at certain competitions, they can compete internationally. So actually their group, because, you know, they're wild cheer, so they have different levels. And the minis, and oh my goodness, I have to say the minis are so cute. They're like, I don't know, 3 to 5, I think. Anyway, they won first place, I believe, every competition they went to. They were so cute and advanced for their age. They were adorable. And so they won sort of, I guess you could call it a scholarship or money, you know, funds, so that they could go to an international competition. And they went to Florida. Can you imagine those cute little ones, you know, going to Florida for a competition? So super adorable. So, you know, I debated whether I wanted to put the globe or Dream Big, but I ended up putting Dream Big. And then I took out some brads that we got in the kit, and I ended up using the teal and the yellow heart, and I put it in the center of a flower. Now the one that I'm gluing down right now, because there was foam tape under that and there was a whole bunch of layers, I cut the brad legs off, and then I just used some adhesive to glue it down. There was no way I was going to poke through all of that. And basically what I did was I just cut off the brad legs and then I pushed it down on my table so that it would, on my mat, so that it would flatten out the brads. And then I just glued it down the center of the flower. And now I'm ready to, go ahead and start gluing down the rest of the stuff. So this time, usually, I'll put a cluster at the top of the layout and then the bottom. But because of this, it was sort of a flower theme, that I put on there. And the flower on the bottom of the layout, I kind of made it so that it extended from the journaling card onto right to the bottom of the layout and off the layout. I'm trying to find something that'll connect the top cluster, which consists of a flower that I cut out, and then some of that pattern paper that I mounted the photo on. And so I'm trying to find something that'll connect. I'm going through the stickers, the sticker book. Nothing is, because this is from the Simple Story. This is from the Summer Nights kit. And it doesn't really coordinate because this is more like bright and the other one is more earthy tones. So I'm going to give up on that for a little bit. I'm looking to see, what else I have. And I took out those little hearts and arrows that came in the kit on stickers. And they just don't do it for me. And because when I choose my pages, I sit down on my bed. In my scrap room, I stand. So once in a while, I need a break to sit down because my legs are just killing me after a while. So when I, go to start a new layout, I just take my container, I lay it on my bed, and then I choose the layout while the container was still in my room. So that's why I'm gone right now. I went to my container and went looking for something, and I found the perfect little die cut. It says, find something you are passionate about and keep tremendously interested in it. And it's from Julia Child. And, or Julia Child said this. And where I was doing this layout that said, lots of heart, I thought that was just the perfect saying for this layout. So because this die cut is so big, I have to literally pull everything off the layout and move it so that I can make it so that you can see, the saying. And it doesn't show Julia Child, but I had to kind of decide what I was gonna, show. And so now it's connected. Everything is connected from the top left of the layout to the bottom right of the layout. So I really, really like that. And then there was another brad that said dream. And just to kind of, keep with that theme, there was an ormolu tag that was in the aquas, and it was just arrows, and I just needed something to kind of finish that side of the layout where I put that big bow. And that big bow was kind of wobbly, kind of going back and forth. So I'm just taking some of my quick dry adhesive and kind of gluing down those, floppy bows so they don't go flopping around in my page protector. But I didn't want to do it until I was positive that's where I wanted it to be. So I waited till the very end. I added one of the buttons that came in the kit to the top of the bow, and I added another button to the bottom of the layout. And I only had 2 buttons in that teal color or aqua color. So that's the one I used. And then I'm using some enamel dots, and all I had left was some navy, some light pink, and dark pink. And one of the top flowers has some pink in there. So it kind of gave me an opportunity to add pink somewhere else. So I added pink in the enamel dots. Now I'm taking my Sakura white gel pen out, and I'm just outlining the whole thing. And then I'm going to put a few X's just to kind of add some interest to the background. And now I'm going to add my title, and I'm going to use the gold thickers, foam thickers that came in a kit, and I'm going to spell out heart. And then I'm going to take the yellow stickers that came in the kit, and I'm just going to spell lots of. And I'm going to put it to the side of the layout, and I like doing that. I like putting my titles kind of sideways. And just because everything was going on a diagonal format, so I felt if I put my title at the top of the layout, it was gonna kind of have a funny jotting out kind of thing, and I didn't want that. And once I have the title down, that'll wrap up this layout. And I just want to remind you, I now have a blog. The link is going to be in the description, also on the About tab, but you actually have to hit About, and then you'll see the little B for blog. Just click on that, and it'll bring you right to the blog. And also I upload, and I'll have the link for my Facebook group too, so check that out. There's over 1,000 ladies, and uploading their awesome work, and ton of new people doing videos, which is totally awesome. I love it. And a cherry on top, the Scraptastic blog and their Facebook group, and the Facebook group is just for members. Instagram and Pinterest, and I believe that's it. So at the end of this video, you'll see close-ups kind of fly by, but if you want to, see a little bit more, just go check out my blog. Okay, so that about wraps it up. I struggle with this page more than I normally do. Like, it took me an hour and a half, and it's not even that complicated. But I was on a run of, I worked 9 out of 11 days at work. And then the 2 days after that, I slept. I was totally zonked, totally out of it for 2 days. So basically 2 weeks without scrapping. So it's going to take me a few days, I think, to get back into it. And also I was trying to fix this video camera issues that I'm having. But hopefully my mojo will be back soon. So thanks for watching. Bye.